Okay, well, brand new to me, cabinet for the garage. Walmart sells these things for 300 bucks. I just picked this up off a marketplace for 120 bucks, man. Yes, sir. Some more space to put stuff inside of the garage, but I actually got this for a very specific reason. I need it to put something inside of it. But that's gonna require me to clean and get rid of a bunch of stuff around the garage in order to make a space for this. And we're not gonna do that until later. It's time to open up a box. I think that this is something that everybody wants, bro. I've always wanted one of these. You know damn well you've wanted one of these at one point in time of your life. Fuel injector cleaner and tester. I don't know if you guys remember, it's been quite some time, but we've had injectors cleaned many times for khaki and a few other cars, man. I don't remember what all cars we had injectors cleaned for, but a buddy of mine always did our injector cleaning for us. Cody, JB Engines on Instagram. A lot of locals started using them whenever you guys seen that he was offering that through the videos, you know what I'm saying? But this is the exact same machine that he had. Yeah, well, has. He still has his. Definitely worth the money, man. So let's go ahead and get this thing unboxed. I think there is a little bit of assembly required. Yeah! Trick! All right, so I know absolutely nothing about this at this moment, so I need to get some things figured out, obviously. I do know this hose comes out. Looks like this hose is going to attach right here at the top of, I'm assuming, what we would call a fuel rail, right? And then there are these like pieces of all thread, and I'd assume I'd screw these in on each side, and then I got to screw this piece off. And then there's all this stuff, in which, I don't know. So I need to figure some things out, and I'll let you guys know as soon as I do. Maybe read through this guy. I'm sure this will tell me everything if it's not all in Chinese. Got our power plug. That's pretty simple to figure out. It goes right there. And I don't know where this goes. Got a little shutoff valve on it. I'd assume this is probably for draining it. Maybe it goes somewhere. Oh yeah, look, right there. That's probably where that screws in so that you can drain the liquid and change it out. So yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of research, read through this user manual, figure out exactly how I need to set this thing up, and I'll get back with you guys. Alright, so I got this thing for the most part figured out. It's pretty simple, man. Got the fuel line actually hooked up to the fuel rail. Now, this is sitting on top of these little spin nuts at the moment. These spin nuts are actually supposed to go on top of the fuel rail, because whenever you have the injectors in here, you slide this down, those you'll spin on top, and that's what actually holds everything together. This back here is where you actually do all the cleaning. Up here is where you do all the flowing, and we're going to use two completely different liquids inside of the flow test than what we use inside of the cleaner. The Ultrasonic freaking cleaner. Got that little drain spout screwed on there. I hope I didn't over tighten it and crack anything. I have a bad habit of doing that kind of thing. These right here are the leads that you actually plug into the injectors whenever you get them in there, obviously. Well, these leads plug into these clips, and this is what it is that you plug into the injectors, are these little pieces here. So there's 2 positives and 2 negatives on each one, because it's got different pins for obviously different injectors. So you plug that into the injector, and then you have this to plug it into the machine. It came with a little funnel. We got to fill this thing up, and from my understanding, you just fill this up through. From my understanding, you just fill this up through one of these cylinders. So all 4 of these cylinders drain into a storage tank inside of there to cap them off whenever you're testing. I believe you push this down and then this will fill up with liquid whenever you're doing your test, and then you pop that and then it'll all drain into the storage tank. Whenever your liquid gets dirty, that is where it is you drain it if you gotta switch it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill this thing up now. So basically we want to fill the liquid inside up until it gets up here to max. You can see right there it says maximum. What we're going to be using on the inside of the machine, this is for the flow test, is going to be mineral spirits. This is the odorless mineral spirits. This is like $20 for a gallon. Got to keep an eye on our level over here. Make sure I don't overfill it. You guys can see over here that it's registering inside of this tube now. And we still got more to go. What the hell? Alright, so you see what had happened was I overfilled it, but I personally don't think it was my fault, right? Hear me out. I think this maximum capacity thing is a little bit off. I wasn't to max yet, and it just started overflowing like a son of a bitch. Yeah, I just wanted to get this back panel off so that I can make sure that it's not all soaking wet in here and nothing's gonna get damaged. So yeah, I got it all out. Now that I got the back panel off, I can see it's nice and dry, and luckily all the wiring is up off of the bottom, except for I just see a ground right there. Anyhow, yeah, that must be the fuel cell. that I imagine is where all of our mineral spirits is going, inside of that little tank. And look, it's literally a fuel pump just stabbed into the top of it, dude. That's pretty sick. But yeah, there's the insides of it. Anyhow, don't trust, and if you guys get one of these for yourself, that is, don't trust this thing, because that's not accurate. Mineral spirits went all over that damn place. And trying to get this damn back cover off, dude, these screws, they are Allen wrenches. So I got 3 of them to kind of come off. Like, it was one of those, I couldn't find a single Allen wrench to fit these, and every one of them, whenever I got it off, it was like stuck on the Allen. You had to like rock it to get it off, so they're kind of stripped. This one wouldn't come out at all. So I ended up having to take a grinder and turn it into a flathead. So if I do put this back panel back on, because I'm kind of thinking about maybe just leaving it off, you know, I don't know, I'll probably put it back on, but I'm going to put some real screws in there. Phillips head. Oh, another thing, when I overfilled it, I tried to take some out using this. Yeah, that is not the drain for the flow portion. This is the drain for that, the cleaning portion. Yeah, I found that out. All right, now as for all of these damn things, I'm sure I'll learn over time like what these ones are for, and I have no idea what the hell this is for. What's important is these ones right here. These are going to be the most used adapter that I'm ever going to need. So this is one of the fuel injectors that I am going to be running on the Blazer here eventually. I need to swap out my injectors whenever I do put the Holly in there, and these are the injectors I have for now. There's still a stock set of injectors, but they're a newer style than what I have on the Blazer at the moment, in which I have the entire set of them over here. I'm gonna need to pop these off. This is going to be my first set of injectors that I ever cleaned. So, but you pop this fuel rail off, and all these adapters, they screw into the backside here. So this is the size that fits that injector, those injectors that I want to clean. And it's also the same as like the injectors that are on khaki. And then there's also block offs. So the same way that these adapters screw into the bottom of this fuel rail, you have these little block offs. So let's say you're not testing 4 injectors. Let's say you're only testing 2 injectors. So then you'd put 2 block offs on to block off the other 2 holes, you know what I mean? Or even if you're only doing 1 injector, you have 3 block offs, so you can block off 3 of the holes, and then you only have 1 hole open for the 1 injector that you are going to be testing. All right, I got 4 of these injectors out that I'm going to clean. We're obviously going to start off with 4 because the machine only does 4. And put a little drop of assembly lube on the O-rings. I know I said a little drop and that looks like a whole lot, but don't worry, I'll just spread it around and wipe some of it off. Alright, got this thing all set up and I have 4 injectors in there all plugged in, ready to go. We are going to do test number 4. So if you look over here, these are all the tests that you can do. Well, number 1 is the ultrasonic cleaning, and that is that back there, which we are going to do next here in a little bit. And then all the other ones are basically the test right here involving the tubes. So bear with me, man. I'm learning this shit as I'm going here. So idling test, medium speed, high speed, accelerating, shifting speed. It's got all these different tests you can put it through. I'm doing number 4 right now, high speed test. Then I believe that is a recommendation for 0 to 4 minutes. I had it on 4 minutes. I'm going to bring it down to 3 minutes. Test number 4 for 3 minutes. Start. Bam! Test is done, man. They look all pretty even, except for this one. It's down a little bit. I don't know exactly what the percentage is where they should be as far as differences, but I don't know. I'm gonna try to clean them and see if we can't get this one to improve. So now I'm gonna go ahead and loosen this. Oh, we'll drop our liquid back into our tank. Boink. And then loosen this up and we'll move the injectors, leave them plugged in. Now on each one of these leads it has 1, 2, 3, and 4. So right now I have it in order. Injector 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going to move them into the cleaner. I'm going to clean them, and then whenever we're done cleaning, I'll put them back in the same order. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll do that exact same test again. Test number 4 for 3 minutes and see if we can't get this one to improve and be a little bit more equal across the plane. Alright, so now I got our injectors sat down inside of our ultrasonic cleaning tank. We're not going to be using mineral spirits inside of there. There's a lot of different things that you can use. Sea foam is one of the things that I found a lot of people use. There's also some B12 chemitrol or something like that. They also sell specific fuel injector cleaner liquid for a machine like this that's a lot more expensive. Like I said, there's a lot of different things that people use. This is just what it is that I have for right now, and I'm gonna use that. Over time, I'll probably find something that works best. But at this moment, we're using frickin' sea foam, man. So you just wanna fill this tank up until the bottom of the injectors are submerged. So now the injectors are just submerged down there inside of the sea foam. Our little draining valve is not leaking. That's a good thing. Everything is still plugged in, the same as we had it on the flow tester. And now we are gonna go to setting number 1, which is ultrasonic cleaning. And 10 minutes? Yeah, screw it. Let's do it for 10 minutes. Play. So what it's doing is it's opening the injector. So they're going open, close, open, close, open, close. At the same time, this thing is like vibrating. So yeah, they'll just slowly break loose. So I'm gonna go ahead and let that work its magic, and I'll see you guys in 10 minutes. We got 6.5 minutes left. Hey, we are done. All right, let's pull these guys out of here. So what I'm going to be doing next in this cleaning process is the reverse flushing. It's number 11 right there. So basically, it's exactly what it sounds like. You put the injectors on there backwards, and it flushes it out backwards. It's just going to help break loose anything that could potentially be stuck on the inside. All right, going to go ahead and close this. Got our injectors all in there backwards. So now we're going to go ahead and do number 11, reverse flushing. 11 for 1 minute. Reverse flushing. It'll only let me do 1 minute. So maybe it might be bad for the injector to do more than 1 minute. Who freaking knows? But let's do it. Start. Oh wow, that's interesting. It does like a firing order. It's not doing all 4 at the same time. That's freaking cool. Up the pressure. That's another cool thing is you have a little button right here where you can control the pressure. You can turn the pressure up or down. And then of course you have a pressure gauge, so you can actually see how much more pressure you're getting when you do adjust it. Oh shit, those vials are getting kind of full. Those are all over the place, dude. Those are not even at all. Let's empty that out and do the test one more time. All right, go. Probably go ahead and do this 2 or 3 times. Why not, man? You know, get those things flushed the hell out of there. Oh yeah, look at that, dude. On the second flush, they are a lot closer to one another than the first one. They're still not very even, but you know what? I'm not gonna worry too much about the performance of my injector's reverse flushing capability. Let's get these things turned around and go back to the original test that we did the first time and see if injector number 1 can keep up with the other 3 now. For 3 minutes. Start. Well, that injector is still noticeably a little bit lower than the rest, but you know what? Hey, I guarantee you it's clean. What can I say? That injector is just performing not as well as the others. It probably has a clogged screen. I don't even know how to take the screens out of injectors yet, so. I am done with this for tonight. We got these 4 done. I still have 4 more that I need to do, but for the time being, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my mess. And I got a cabinet for this, and that is exactly what that thing is for. I'm gonna get up in the morning and do all this because we've already kind of lost daylight. Messing around with my new toy all day, in which, by the way, thank you, baby. That was an early Christmas present, I guess we'll say. I had it online and I was showing it to her. I was like, I need to get one of these one day. Then she just freaking ordered it. It's like, okay. I'm down with it. Anyhow, I'm gonna turn this into our little fuel injector cleaning cabinet. So that's one thing that I really liked about Cody's setup is he had a cabinet that he had his in. So whenever he cleaned injectors, he popped that thing open. He had everything that he used right there. Yeah, I was kind of envious of that. So I'm gonna do that myself, but tomorrow in the morning. Later. And we are back. It's the next day. My goal for today, man, is I really need to get this garage a little bit more organized. I kind of have stuff everywhere. So we have this cart here. It's just this area right here. I need to just, I need to, for the most part, get rid of some things. I got a table down here that we ended up picking up on Marketplace along with this filing cabinet. We went and bought a desk. I got a new desk for my computer setup. And it's one of those situations where the guy is like, but you have to take all of it. I forget what it was. It was like $200 for everything. I was like, but I only want the desk. He's like, but I need all of it gone. So yeah, that's just stuff that came with it, you know? Got tires and wheels and everything that's in the garage that don't need to freaking be in here, man. Alright, I should have known better than to think that I would be able to just kind of move a couple of things around on this one wall and make this work. My OCD is getting the best of me. I'm gonna have to completely change everything around right now. So I don't really, if you guys remember, we used to have this workbench going all the way along that wall too. I miss that. Like, I liked having that full L-shaped workbench, but at the same time, this garage, in comparison to my old garage, it's quite a bit smaller. It's actually the same size. It's just this garage has a damn laundry room inside of it that gets rid of a lot of your depth. You know what I'm saying? So with nothing right here, you're capable of parking a vehicle in here. But whenever that workbench was there, like, you'd basically have to be touching the workbench with whatever car you put in here to be able to actually shut the door. So that's the reason why I try to avoid putting anything against this wall. I mean, I know I just had that shelf there, but the shelf in my mind, for whatever reason, is more temporary. It's just there to put stuff on. I can move it if I needed to. I could do the same with this, but in my mind, this isn't temporary. This is gonna be more of a permanent thing. I don't know. For whatever reason, putting this cabinet right here just doesn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to actually change this workbench up now. So since I have built this one, we literally use that workbench for everything. Really nice because it's on wheels that are flat right now, but I'm able to move it out into the center of the garage if I need to. I can take it out back. I can move it out back if I just need more space inside of the garage. This workbench has been life-changing around here, I'll tell you what. Anyhow, this one doesn't get used very often. Really, the only thing that I do over here is I come over here and I use the damn bench grinder. Other than that, it just kind of collects stuff. It's a place to collect shit. So my theory here is reduce the amount of space that you have for collecting shit. Maybe you won't collect so much shit. So that cabinet is 3 feet wide. What I'm thinking is I'm going to take 3 feet out of that one so that I'm able to move this whole workbench down and eliminate 3 feet of it and open up a 3-foot section right here that we can then put that cabinet there. You know what I'm saying? Because then it's not going to, the cabinet isn't even as wide as the workbench, so it's going to sit in a little bit. We're not going to lose any space. So for me, it's a win-win. Another thing that has always kind of drove me nuts about these is the fact that there's 2 legs right here. So I have these screwed together so it's solid. What I want to do, since I am going to be taking a pretty substantial amount off of this one, so it's just going to be a little short stubby section, I'm just going to straight attach this onto this one. Then there'll only be 1 leg here, so be a leg on each side and then the leg in the center. 1, not 2 like this. That's always drove me nuts. And then another thing is the whole zinc coating setup in here. If you guys have been with the channel for a while, I know a lot of you guys are new. I tried to do my own zinc coating setup, in which honestly it did work, it just didn't work great. The bolts that I was zinc coating kind of came out ugly and they weren't shiny. I know a lot of you guys probably aren't gonna like hearing this, but I'm gonna ditch all that, dude. I'm getting rid of it. I'm tired of it taking up space in my garage. I have something else I would like to use this for. So I'm gonna go ahead and take all these buckets out, dump the liquids, and I'm gonna get rid of it, dude. Honestly, what messed me up with this is the company that I ordered, I don't remember what the company's name is now. I ordered the stuff that I needed to actually make this work properly, and they took like, I wanna say like 9 months to ship it to me. By the time I got it, bro, I had lost interest. So I'm getting rid of all of that, and I'm gonna repurpose this area of the workbench. Holy freaking crap, man. We are on to a 3rd day with this project. It's crazy how things just like start and turn into such a big freaking thing. I just wanted to put 1 cabinet in my garage and here I am. 3 days into this shit. Anyhow, yeah, it got late last night, so I called it a night, but still have quite a bit more work to do to kind of get this organized. And yeah, I added a TV to the garage and the radio out of my living room. So I've had this in the living room now for a little over a year, and I like it. it's a nice stereo setup, but if I'm being honest, I think it just kind of looked a little tacky in the living room. It kind of has like dorm room vibes, you know? And I'm trying to kind of mature my living room up a little bit, for lack of a better term. Anyhow, and honestly, I don't use it very often in there. I feel like with it being out here, I'll probably use it a little bit more whenever I'm not recording. And I could be more obnoxious for my neighbors who love me. Yeah, I don't have any power on this side of the garage, but I do have power up in the attic. So I'm going to have to, in which, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, there was a little light right there where those wires, there's wires sticking down right there. There used to be a little light right there. So whenever I first moved in, there it is. It was in the trash. So this, when I first moved into this house, this was the only light that was inside of this garage. And it was mounted up there where, above where the TV is at now. So the wires are still sticking down. I'm gonna actually run a cord up through that and try to tie into that power and then put myself like a strip, like a power strip right here that I can plug all this stuff into. I have to do that still, which it's not really something I'm gonna record going up in my damn attic. I need to find somewhere to put all of this. Yeah, I got a bunch of organizing to do, so I'm gonna go ahead and just try to get a lot of this done instead of recording it and then just update you guys. Hopefully whenever it's finished and we are then setting up the fuel injector inside the fuel injector cleaning machine inside of here. That's the whole point for this cabinet, is I want a place to keep it out of the elements of the garage so where it's not getting all dusty and dirty. So yeah, we'll get to that whenever I get all this done. Having fun there, buddy? Having fun or funly having?
Funly having.
Braven's having problems with that infamous truck once again, but you guys will see that in a future video. He's problem diagnosing. Anyhow, it's the next day, dude. My OCD is over. My OCD attack. So got the garage all cleaned up. Went through all of this. Cleaned the entire garage out and put a TV in here and the stereo to be more obnoxious to the neighbors, and took everything off the walls. I patched all of that, painted this wall. That's really the only wall that needed it. But put the Hughes banner back up, and that's where the AC unit was at. I went ahead and took that out. Because if I'm being honest, bro, that thing didn't work for shit. Like, it's a good AC unit, but you literally have to be standing right in front of it to even feel anything. It doesn't, like, cool the garage down. So, really, it's just a waste of space. And having that big, ugly box on the outside of the house, I was just like, you know what, screw it, taking it down. And that gave me a place to put the Hughes banner back up. I'm still going to put some of my banners back up. I just don't know which ones yet, because the garage does look pretty empty now. But anyhow, I did all of this just to fit this freaking cabinet, bro. So like I mentioned, I was just going to lower all the shelves down, and this top one is going to be the little like bench for the fuel injector cleaner. So now it has a nice safe place to be. I don't have to worry about it getting all covered in dust and, you know, like metal grinding shavings and stuff, because we always grind and do all that kind of stuff inside of here. It has a nice safe place. I can put it in here, shut the cabinet doors, and keep it clean. So but the one issue is I need to make a hole in the cabinet somewhere to run the power cord out of so I can plug it in. And I also have a light. I want to put a light inside of here to kind of light it up so we can see what it is we're doing. The machine lights up itself, but you know, it gets kind of dark up here or whatever at night. So we have a light right here to really light it up really well and make it a lot easier whenever we are cleaning injectors. Right, so I popped this light bulb out, and right behind it I'd be capable of running some screws straight through the light into the cabinet. And luckily right here at the top there is a raised section right here that I can run screws into. Just use some little short number 8s, and then I don't have to worry about them poking out the top, you know what I'm saying? So my plug for all of this is over here underneath the workbench. It's right there. Yeah, it looks a little ugly, don't worry about it. It's not a fire hazard, I swear. So I need to get my plugs over there. You would think I'd just pop a hole right here. Actually, maybe I'll do it in the back. No, because I have this thing flat against the wall. I want it to stay flat against the wall, so I'm not gonna put it through the back. So I'm gonna put it through the side. I would put it through this side, but this side will be visible. So unfortunately, I'm gonna need to blow a hole through the shelf and then get down here and then put a hole down there so that then our hole is down there. And yeah, so I gotta do 2 holes, 1 and then 2. I thought I had some grommets big enough for this, but I don't. So I found some old vacuum line. I'm just gonna cut and put around the hole just to protect the wires from chafing. All right, so I got some of these stick-on wire ties that I'm going to use to just kind of clean the wiring up a little bit. You can just, it has double stick tape on the back. You just stick them up there and it gives you a spot to run a zip tie through. So then I'll be able to just zip tie the wire back and have them nice and tight and out of the way just to clean it up. Braven out there recording his video of his trip.
Hey, Doc. Why are you recording me, recording you, recording me?
Go to hell! Alright guys, that's pretty much it for today's video, man. Like I said, I just wanted to get the garage all cleaned up. I needed to make room for that cabinet. We now have a way of cleaning our own injectors, so I don't have to rely on anybody else for that. We're able to do it right here at the house, and what's dope is we can do it as often as we want now because we have it right there, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, dude, got the garage all cleaned up. Feels a lot better inside of here. Just to remind you, it's not done. I'm still gonna put some more stuff on the walls. I know it looks kind of empty and bare, but it's a work in progress. I actually really like kind of how a little more, for lack of a better term, a little more mature it looks, rather than having all the banners like sideways and crooked and just all over the place and grills and wheels screwed on the damn wall. But it looks a little bit more presentable, I guess you can say. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and there's most certainly going to be more on the fuel injector cleaner in the future. Like I said, I'm going to order one of those rebuild kits, and I want to try my hand at decapping a set of injectors myself to get them to flow a lot more. I guess you can really turn some of those factory OEM injectors into some pretty serious, I don't know all the lingo, but you can make them flow a lot more fuel. Anyhow guys, peace, and I'll see you on the next one. And I got a freaking TV and freaking 15s inside of my garage now.